mistake, raise your hand if you mind.
Well, obviously that's a great win for our team. We were tired out there today, dead-legged, didn't look very quick, didn't look very fast, didn't have a lot of energy like we usually do, and I think it's playing 8 games in a row. But the best thing I can say is you got to really respect guys that a team that finds a way to win, makes plays when they have to make plays, and it was a great drive that we had to score the touchdown, and defense did a great job of stopping them, there in 2 minutes. I think, Tennessee's team is a really, really good team. They've lost 3 or 4 games, really close, really tough. So, obviously this bye week is going to be very welcome for us in terms of getting some guys healed up, kind of getting rested up. So that we can, maybe be at our best down the stretch. But I can't tell you how proud I am of the way our guys competed in the game. They just found a way to win, all right, because we didn't play that great. Had some really critical penalties, especially on offense, that stopped drives, negative plays that stopped drives. So, we got a lot of work to do. The focus in this bye week will be on heal up, rest up, and try to improve. Try to get more guys ready to play. I thought Jake did a fantastic job today. He didn't have really good protection a lot of the time. We got sacked 5 times, and he got out of some other sacks. So, we certainly need to clean it up. Derrick Henry, another really, really good day today running the football. The defense, they had 2 drives against us and made a couple big plays on that last drive, and it was a little too easy for them. But that's a good offensive team. They've got some really good weapons, and they do a great job with the quarterback runs, the runners that they have, the personnel that they have, and for the most part we did a good job. But I'm just really, really proud of the way our guys competed in this game and found a way to win. It's always a big win for us, no matter what the score. I think in rivalry games you can throw all that statistical information that you guys have and just throw it out the window. Their team really competed well in this game and really played hard, and our guys, looked a little bit sluggish, and that's something that we need to get our tempo back up and do what we need to do so that we can become a better football team.
We'll start right here with Mark.
Just wondering, can we get an update on Ronnie Harrison and Eddie Jackson?
Ronnie Harrison and Dominic both have ankle sprains, and the severity of those things are hard to determine. Maybe in a week or so they'll both be able to go a little bit, but we just have to wait and see how they respond. Eddie Jackson had a knee sprain, but actually came back in a game and played, so I think that he'll probably be okay.
Nick, in layman's terms, what did you guys do after their first 2 drives? You guys seemed to adjust and really kind of slowed them down on offense.
Well, they ran some they run the quarterback, we call it quarterback moon play, to the backside of Trey, which is 3 receivers on the side to a tight end. So they'd run it to the tight end, and we were playing some defenses where we didn't have a good edge to the open inside, and they were running it to the split inside. So we played more 40 defense, and I think that helped us a lot. We were able to stop the run, well enough, except for the big play run right before the half, which almost set up a field goal for them, which they missed. It's a 3rd and long situation, and we weren't planning to run and missed a couple tackles, and the guy made a good run. But then, the thing that they hurt us on in the second half was, putting Alvin in empty and rocket motion them, and, they hit a couple big plays on the rocket motion passes, which, we're really trying to keep the edges all the time, and gives you single coverage outside, and they hit a couple plays on us. So tough to defend that stuff. I'm sure we could have done a little better, but you got to give them a lot of credit for what they did.
Back with Michael.
Yeah,
that fourth quarter drive, you guys go down a point. What were the keys in that drive when you guys had a few big plays?
Well, I think the third down conversions, especially the two, fade routes, really good catches, really good throws. We were able to run the ball, we ran the cat sweep counter on the touchdown run, which was a great misdirection, and Line did a good job and Derrick did a good job, and we scored a touchdown, and it was a go-for-two situation, and it would have made a big difference if we'd have converted that there, but defense did a good job of going out and getting them stopped. So those third down conversions were huge.
Nick, what did you see from Art Darius today, and how big did you feel like he was, especially during the fourth quarter?
Played great. He's had a lot of opportunities to make plays, and he's had 3 or 4 big plays like that were just misses, and today he made a great catch, and it couldn't have came at a better time, and I'm sure that'll help his confidence, but he played really well today.
You've had games where you scored explosive touchdowns to kind of swing momentum your way. Was it gratifying to see a win where you guys kind of had to grind it out a little bit more?
Look, I don't like to lose, so I like to win however we win. All right, so, and I'm not really particular about how we win. But if you're asking me if I like to make explosive plays, yes, we like to see our players make explosive plays. And, because when you make big plays in drives, they usually lead to points. 2 things that are critical, turnovers and explosive plays. We made some when we needed to today, but we usually make a lot more, and that's something that, we're going to have to continue to focus on.
Okay, back here with Chris Walsh.
Just to follow up on the touchdown, when the clock's running down like that, how much is that in your mind of we got to get the clock down as much as possible, or is it just we got to get the points?
Well, we want to milk the clock as much as we can because, we were in position to kick a field goal and win the game as well. But they had 3 timeouts. And most of the time, the other coach, which they called, a couple timeouts, not going to let you take the clock in the game. So they're going to use their timeouts on defense. So even if you score, they're going to get the ball back with time. All right, which they started doing when there was 3:03, I think. He called a timeout, then he called another timeout, and then we scored, and they had 1 timeout left. So, but they had a lot of time on that last drive. I mean, they had, almost 2 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever it was when they got the ball back. That's plenty of time to go 2 minutes. I think when you get the negative plays, the sacks, and you put them behind the sticks and you can play zone in situations like that, it's really helpful. And that's kind of what happened. They got a penalty, and then we got a sack, and then we got the ball out, and got it down on the 4-yard line. And I'm sure we have a lot of fans out there that say, why didn't you try to score? Well, the only way we could lose the game is fumble the ball. It's the only way. I mean, there was a game about 20 years ago where Baylor had the ball on the 1-yard line, and they were trying to score, and they had the game won, and the guy fumbled, and the guy picked it up and ran it for a touchdown, and they lost. All right, so, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to win the game.
From Ken.
I just wanted to ask you your reaction to your team's reaction with that defensive turnover right there at the end of the game.
Oh, they were excited, We didn't have a lot of energy today, man. We didn't have a lot of hands on the hat. We didn't have a lot of jumping up and down. All right, we had a lot of walking. We had a lot of dead leg guys, all right, which, we tried to back off the last couple Monday practices and practicing spider pads and cut down the practice, knowing that, this stretch of games that we had, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Tennessee, was going to be really tough, especially after 4 straight weeks before. So, and I think our players really tried. I think they were mentally and physically tired today. So it says a lot about them to be able to overcome that and compete in the game and do what they had to do to win.
Alex.
Can you just speak about Ryan Kelly coming out today and obviously didn't seem like he didn't practice much this week with the concussion, but what do you see from him, and how important was he in this game when you really had to
Well,
find
you know, Ryan's really important to us in a lot of ways. You know, he's got a lot of experience. He makes a lot of line calls. I think he makes everybody else play better. I can't tell you how he played today. You know me, I don't watch those guys that much. I mean, I've been coaching for 42 years, and I have never gone to offensive line individual. You know, walking on boards and going under chutes and things like that. I mean, I have a hard time getting excited about that. But I do appreciate, all right, the offensive line. All right, I'm more into they're running a bunch pass, how are we going to cover it? All right, that's kind of been where, you know, I've got the most enjoyment. So I can't really tell you until we watch the film, you know, tomorrow how he did. But, you know, they were playing an extra guy in the box almost all the time, so it made it tough sledding on the run.
Two more. We'll start middle left.
Late in the third quarter, you went over to the sideline, first to the line, and then over to the skill players, and we're talking to them. Do you remember what you said to them there?
Yeah, I was, you know, talking to him about the fact that, you know, they're not stopping us, we are stopping ourselves. Whether it's a penalty, a negative play, a missed assignment that led to a negative play, or whatever it was, and that we needed to keep our poise and stay focused on what we needed to do to execute the plays, and they would not stop us. All right, and, you know, I said we're going to have to play with more energy, and, you know, I thought they did. I thought they responded and played a little better in the fourth quarter.
Okay, last one here with John.
This team came in, I think, as one of the top 10 or so teams in terms of sacks. You get another huge one today, get 5 overall. Just how big is it to be getting those a lot this year and also getting them in crucial moments?
Well, they got 5 and we got 5, so that's kind of a wash, you know. But that's what I'm talking about. You know, you throw the penalties that we got into the sacks that we got, and that's way too many negative plays. You know, that's like 10 drive stoppers, you know, right there that you have to overcome something huge, you know, to be able to maintain possession of the ball. I think it was really important for us, all right, because when we got them behind the sticks on defense, that's when we played the best. All right, when they went in rhythm and started going bing, 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 which is how they did in the beginning of the game, all right, which we got them stopped. But their scoring drives were both, you know, they got on a roll. And that's what fastball teams do. And we had opportunities to get off the field on third down in both those drives. And when we didn't, you know, they just get you with the momentum. So, but our guys made a lot of good plays today. I mean, we had our hands on, 3 or 4 balls today. We've been catching those balls and finishing those plays with the interceptions, and we didn't do it today. And that would have been a big difference in the game as well.
Thanks, Coach.
You know, one other thing I'd like to say today, you know, KJ did a great job of, he changed field position a couple times on some punts today that were huge. All right, I mean, really did a fantastic job for us. Thank you.